Hello, welcome back to Cooking with Debbie from debbieshomemade.com. Today I am making some stewed pork, amazing Caribbean style stewed pork. However, I'm not going to start off on the top of the stove. I'm starting off with the oven just to free up some space for me and to give me some time to do other things. So the pork has been marinating since last night. This is about the size of each piece, small pieces. To marinate the pork, I have this awesome herb marinade that I like to keep on hand. This has green onions, fresh thyme, and rosemary, and garlic. Just blend it up in the NutriBullet. It's just that simple. Store it in a sealed container in your refrigerator and you can keep it for a few days. You can put it on almost any meat you cook. You can put it in stews, in soups, and a little bit in your rice and peas or your regular rice. Okay, so let's get started. Also in the pork, I have black pepper, seasoning salt, adobe all-purpose seasoning, roasted garlic powder. Again, you can always use regular garlic powder. This is just a preference. I have a teaspoon also of allspice. All of these is about just a teaspoon. I do have a tablespoon of soy sauce. Always use low sodium. And I also have a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. Okay? And this is whole pimento. I have about 8 of them in there also. I love the flavor from this thing. You can grind it up or you can use the whole. But I do have allspice, so I use about 8 of the whole pimento. And this is how I season up the pork, and it's been marinating since last night. Now here I have my baking pan. I'm going to put this in the baking pan. Cover it. The oven is preheated to 400 degrees and I'm going to cook this in the oven again. It will free me up some time to cook my rice and my cabbage, and I'm doing some laundry also. So this is going to go into the 400 degree oven covered with foil for about 2 hours or so. So there we go. Here's the pork all laid out in the pan, ready to cover up and go in the oven. Again, this is going into the 400 degree oven, maybe 2 hours. Once it's done, then I will make this sauce on the top on the top of the stove that this will go in. Okay. Hey, welcome back. So it's been almost an hour now since the pork is in the oven cooking up nicely. Oh, the smell is just amazing. Over here in the meantime, I have 2 cups of water that I boiled. I'm getting ready to make my rice and peas. I'm going to open this can of pigeon peas and I'm going to wash and drain it and then add it to the boiling water. Get over here to the sink. Okay, so here's the peas, wash and drain. I'm going to add it to the boiling water. And then I have my can of coconut milk. This is half cup. I'm going to add about 3/4 cup in there. Be sure if you're using a can milk, be sure to shake it up really good first, because the bottom, usually the thick, good part of it usually settles to the bottom of the can. So that's about a 3/4 cup of coconut milk added to that. Here I have 3 small green onions. I just chopped them, each of them in about 3 pieces, no more than that. I have 1 sprig of 1 clove of garlic minced here, and here's a cup of thyme I'm going to add to it. And a 1/2 stick of butter. To season this, I'm going to add a pinch of salt. That's about a teaspoon of salt. And about a teaspoon of adobo all-purpose seasoning as well. Stir this up. And let this all incorporate really well before I add. I have 3 cups of rice that I already washed. I'm going to let this cook for about 5 or 6 minutes before I add the rice to it. Now in this pot here, I'm getting ready to make some cabbage. I'm going to add the other 1/2 stick of butter. About a tablespoon of olive oil. Okay. Let me get this. A little bit. I just saved the remaining coconut milk in the freezer, just in the can like that. When I'm going to use it again, I take it out from the night before to make sure it's nicely defrosted. So now that I'm playing with the butter in here, and the butter is just about melted, I'm going to add to this 1 clove of garlic that I minced, and a large size onion that I sliced. I'm just going to saute this until the onions and the garlic is cooked a little bit. About 2 minutes or so, you know. And I start smelling them permeating the room. Even though all I'm smelling right now is that pork cooking in the oven. Just smells so good. Normally I would cook the pork on the stove top, but today I just wanted to free myself a little time because I'm doing some laundry. The kids are back in school. Tomorrow is school. I also have a little bit of bell pepper, not much, yellow, red, what's that, green, orange, and yellow. I just had small pieces of each that I needed to use up, so I just used that up. Sauteing all this, let them cook together for a little while. Half a cup. Okay, hold on. I have about a cup of carrot peeled and chopped to desired size. I also have about this is about a half a cup of whole kernel frozen corn left over. I'm going to use that in here also. And I'm going to begin to season this just a little bit. About a half a teaspoon of salt because I may add some more later. About a half a teaspoon of adobo because once the cabbage get in here and cook down, then I'm sure I'll add some more. I'm actually going to cover this and let it just steam for a few minutes while I get over there to the rice. Now I'm going to add the rice to this mixture. Before I do that, I'm actually going to taste that and make sure it has enough salt. Ooh, perfect. Like I said, I have 3 cups of rice here, already washed. I always use jasmine or parboiled rice. This is jasmine. Okay, just gonna give this one and only stir. Level it out. And here's a trick that we like to use is putting foil paper over our rice. It just helps to steam it. So I'm putting foil paper over this. I'm going to cover this, and this is going to cook on its own for about 20 minutes before I check on it again. Now here we go. This is looking and smelling awesome. I have a small cabbage that I cut. I like to cut my cabbage as small as possible. Sometimes even smaller. And I washed it. And I'm going to add it to this. Now I know some people like to add liquid to their cabbage, not me. I don't like my cabbage cooked too soft. I like it to still have just a little bit of crunch to it still. So I don't add any liquid. I just let the cabbage is filled with water, so I just cook it slowly and let its own water cook it, you know. So here we go. The cabbage is. I'm going to cover this and let it steam down for a little bit before I get in and try to stir it, okay? We'll be back. So it's been about 15 minutes since the cabbage and the rice has been cooking. I'm going to check on the cabbage now. I'm going to use a thong and try to just, you know, mix all this up together really well. I did not add any black pepper earlier, so I'm going to go ahead and add some black pepper now. About a teaspoon of black pepper. And add the other pinch of salt. Maybe another quarter teaspoon. And the adobo. So I would say it's a total of about a teaspoon of adobo, teaspoon of salt, teaspoon of black pepper. If you want more, you can add more. And this is just about it for the steamed cabbage. See, no liquid added, just cooking its own liquid. Still have a little punch to it. Now I'm going to check on the rice. It's been about 20 minutes since the rice is cooking. Here we go, perfect. Now you use a fork and you just do this. You don't need to stir rice when you're cooking it because that's how it makes it soggy. The less water the better. The foil paper helps to steam it, you know. This rice is so perfect. Okay. I'm gonna give the rice maybe another 15 minutes as well. I hope you're enjoying this. Okay, so I have finished the rice and the cabbage, set them aside. I'm gonna work on the stovetop part of this pork. So what I have over here, I have this pan over here, this heavy Dutch pot over there with about a teaspoon of olive oil. I'm gonna add about 2 tablespoons of butter. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna add about a teaspoon of minced garlic to that, as well as onion that I have chopped. I'll saute these two for a minute. This pan here, I'm actually getting ready to make some, what you call them? Those sweet fried dumplings. My kids love those so much. So I'm going to make a few for them. I've already mixed the cornmeal, sugar, baking powder, and baking soda together. Cornmeal, flour, sugar, baking powder, baking soda. Okay, so now to this, I'm going to add a chopped tomato. To this, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, yes. That's not quite hot enough. It's not Ready? Okay, what I'm going to add to this next is I'm going to remove the pork from the oven. It still has another 30 minutes to go, but that pork has some juice in there that is just amazing. I have to use it. So take the pork paper off the pork. I'm going to pour every single bit of the juice in here. And I'm going to put the pork back in the oven for the next 30 minutes uncovered. And then to that, I need it to be a little thick. But before I do that, I have some, let's add about a tablespoon of soy sauce. And it was 15 minutes left on the pork, I'm sorry. Tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. And for some reason, where I'm at in Florida, I can't seem to find regular Scotch bonnet pepper. So this is what I go with for now, the liquid Scotch bonnet pepper. I'm growing my own. You'll hear that in other videos, and I cannot wait for harvest time. Add about a tablespoon of that in there. You add as much as your family can tolerate, of course. I'm gonna add about a half a cup of ketchup. Oh, this is not open. About a half a cup of ketchup. And this is spicy ketchup because my kids love spicy ketchup. I just had a little taste of it. And then about a quarter cup of honey. This baby's not coming out really. Okay, it's almost time for that pork to come out the oven now. So to make this thick, I'm gonna tablespoon of cornstarch, with about a half a cup of homemade chicken broth. I'm gonna mix that real good. Turn that down. Before I add the cornstarch mixture in here to thicken it up, I want to taste it just to see if it's missing anything. Oh no. Perfect. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to cover this and slowly cook it for the next 5 minutes that the pork is in the oven for. Okay, so the time is up on the pork, so I'm getting ready to take that out and put it in I don't know if you're able to see that very well. So this is the gravy-like sauce type that I made for pork. I'm going to use a spoon and just transfer all the pieces into this. gonna let this finish in this. Just do this now for about 20 to 30 minutes. As you can see, I got started on these also. Hush puppies. Wow, I tell you, when you're in the kitchen cooking and the laundry room is not so far and the dryer is going and you're using the oven and you're in Florida, oh my goodness, the heat is ridiculous. I don't like Sundays like this because my husband is at work and our two oldest teen daughter also, so it's only me and Jade, my 13-year-old, home right now. Two of us will have dinner together and she will talk me to death like she normally does. I got so excited when they went back to school for summer break, but I do miss it because on a Sunday evening like this after dinner, Jade and I will go up to my room and we will binge out on old episodes of Hawaii Five-0. That's our favorite show together. I do miss that though. I just tried one of those hush puppies. They are so good. Let's check on the pork. This looks and smells divine. I know a lot of people don't eat pork. So if you do not eat pork, please, my children, check my YouTube and check my website for comments and things like that. Please keep your negativity clean, okay? If you have something to say, it's your right, but I am asking that you keep it clean. Thank you. Okay guys, I'm gonna finish these up and then I have some plantains I'm gonna fry and then I will show you the end product, okay? Thank you for watching. Hey, welcome back guys. Dinner is done, thank God. So here again we have our rice with pigeon peas. I fried some plantain. These are some very ripe sweet plantains, oh my goodness. And here's the hush puppies. The pork still cooking over here. Should be done in about 5 minutes. And then my steamed cabbage. This is Sunday's dinner. And I'm going to enjoy this, then I'm going to relax, and I'm looking forward to the solar eclipse tomorrow. How about you? They say here in Florida we don't get to see much, but whatever little we see, I'm looking forward to it. I want to thank you again for watching another Cooking with Debbie. I hope you enjoy, and I hope you and your family enjoy these meals. Please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching, and you have a blessed day.